this is, one of the first times all year where, the three guards, you and VJ and Jared were playing really well for an extended period at the same time. And what does that mean?
It means, I think I said it yesterday, it means we have a lot of variety of what we can do. There are a lot of guys that like playing for each other, a lot of guys that can shoot the ball, a lot of guys that can play make. And at the other end, we're going to compete. You know what I'm saying? If we have Drum or Bona, those guys, they're going to help us down there. Jabari was really big tonight. So,
what was the key? The closeness went out. I think you guys went on a 24-7 run or something crazy in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they did a good job in the third quarter just coming out and just, attacking us immediately. You know what I mean? They didn't ease into it, but we kind of weathered the storm. You know what I mean? Sometimes it happens like that. We weathered the storm, kept it controllable, and then, we said we're going to go win it in the fourth. And I think BJ played the entire second half. That was big time. So shout out to him. Jabari played the entire fourth. Coach Nurse rode with that group. I think Jared was in there too. So good job.
Barlow tied his career high tonight with 21 points.
That's great.
I guess what do you kind of see from him tonight?
He does a lot of things that are just interesting. You know what I mean? Like defensively, he can guard so many different positions. And then on offense, he got game. You know what I'm saying? He got handle. He can finish around the rim. And I've just been encouraging him to keep shooting them threes. Him and Jabari shoot them corner threes. You know what I mean? That's if guys are going to give him, try to load up on us, shoot those threes, knock them down, and make them pay.
What did you just kind of observe from Dom in terms of his basketball IQ? It's kind of seems like,
he's pretty smart, man. For somebody who hasn't played that long, he's really smart. He knows the game. He knows how to play out the short roll and the pocket pass. He can make plays, he can make passes, and he can score. So, his basketball IQ is really high.
Seems like he also makes good decisions on DHOs of when to hand it off and when to just sort of punch that gap. I guess just have you talked to him about those? You're oftentimes the guard in those actions.
Yeah, I just told him listen, we can play a 2-man game. If you feel like you can give me the DHO, go ahead. But a lot of times defense is gonna be trying not to get off my body, so you'll have that space to fake that DHO and make a play. And he's done a really good job at that.
What were you thinking when Anthony Davis is coming at you and you're preparing to take an offensive foul?
I gotta stand in there. Gotta make the play for my teammates. You know what I mean? Jabari's done a good job of taking charges. I have a vet of Kyle Lowry, so I'm gonna give him a shout out. He did not believe in me in making that charge. I told him this is a charge. I review it. Go ahead. I don't care. I think that's my third one on the season, something like that. So I'm proud of myself in that aspect.
After the game, you exchanged jerseys with Cooper. I guess it's what was it like to kind of go up against Cooper and kind of battle with him tonight?
Yeah, it was great. Like I said, we've been going against each other since high school. College, we've been right into each other. Now in the league, man, I'm happy for him. He finally found a rhythm. Obviously, he had a shaky start, kind of, but to see him play through it and continue to grow, that's amazing, man. Credit to Cooper.
That closing lineup that sort of split the game with you, Tyrese and Jared and Jabari and Bona, just what was working so well for that group? What allowed you guys to change the game the way that you did?
To be honest, we all just locked in, regardless of fatigue or not. We all just locked in. Credit to Mac for coming on the court, and Barry and Bona coming on the court and making big plays. Mac was plus 29. That's a big difference right there. Man, like I said, it's credit to him, man. Bona played well, Barry played well, and then Tyrese, obviously, is Tyrese. So I say, man, credit to him.
I think this is 4 straight games of over 20 points for you. I know you're not exclusively looking at the scoring as far as what you're doing well, but what has clicked for you recently, you think, on that front that's allowed you to
be honest, I do not know. But I think it was a rest. I think I needed to rest. Resetting myself. It's a long season though. That a little cup rest that helped a lot. To be honest, starting to get back in the flow of things. Being more confident and continue working hard. So yeah.
What does it mean that for you guys that all three of you guys, you and Jared and Tyrese, played that well? In extended minutes in the same game.
Like I said, like you were saying from early in the year, we all complement each other really well. We're able to play off of each other. Any one of us can make a play at any time. Any one of us can break down the opponent, or we all can pass and we all can score. So I say it was all clicking. Jared made a big 3. Tyrese gonna be Tyrese as always. So yeah.
When you look at the duo of you and Tyrese, just specifically, just knowing what you guys can do and the chemistry continue to grow, I guess, what do you think you two just can be like as a duo?
One of the greatest ever. I feel like we can do a lot of big things this league. But we just got to keep our head down, keep working. You know, trust what God has planned for us, and just keep working. I think overall, in years to come, I think we stay together and we all just keep getting better and better each day. We gonna be good. And I can't leave Mac out for sure.
What was going so well early, VJ, in first quarter, and how important was that on the second night of back-to-back to bring that energy and scoring early?
Yeah, super important. My first back-to-back was bad. I'm gonna be honest. I was so tired. Like, it's nothing I've never seen before. So tonight, knowing that we just had a tough game in New York last night, knowing we got to bring energy, and the whole team gonna feed off of it. The crowd gonna get involved right at home. They're gonna bring the energy. And yeah, I feel like that's what helped us a lot. So me just being myself and playing hard. I'm young, man, so I can go out there and play hard every night. So yeah.
You kind of just alluded to it, but what do you feel like you're finding a good kind of rhythm or routine for the back-to-backs that's working?
Yeah. I'm be honest. My routine on back-to-backs has gotten so much better. My first back-to-back, I was just doing anything. I was trying to do, whatever I did on a regular game day. On back-to-back days, we'd probably be on court a little less. Just try to keep your legs. Can't let the doubt creep in your mind. Knowing it's a back-to-back, you're gonna have human nature gonna tell you, oh, you're tired, this, that, and the third. But nah, you gotta overcome that. So I feel like my routine helped me a lot. Yeah, my routine is definitely different from my game day, my normal day. Instead of a back-to-back, a game without a back-to-back, it's different.
You're almost at your first NBA Christmas, I guess. Has it gone quicker than you thought it would go so far? Has it been slower?
It's going by pretty fast. I'm gonna be completely honest, man. You say I already played almost 2 full months of NBA basketball. Like I said, it's insane, but I'm happy. I'm happy where we are at as a team. I'm really happy. I'm really happy, man. I say we just gonna keep going forward from there.
Is there a memory that on or off the court that jumps out the most to you from this first part of the season?
Selfishly, obviously, I'll say Boston and last night. But collectively as a team, that's a good question, to be honest. That's a really good question. I feel like the practice has been good. Especially when everyone's on the floor. Definitely miss Kelly Oubre and T. Watt. I definitely miss my boys for sure. But I would say the practices or the first back-to-back in Washington. Yeah, that was cool.
Dom, your 21 points tonight, tied the career high for you. I guess it's what kind of was working for you tonight and being able to have some success in that.
I think just attacking closeouts really kind of got me going early. When you can, kind of be aggressive downhill and you're putting pressure on the rim, like stuff starts going your way. I mean, me and Drum get 2 rebounds and do like perfect passes on like a backdoor cut. So things were kind of just going my way tonight. We were kind of able to exploit some of the things they were doing defensively, and I think just being aggressive, understanding that Joel and PG aren't here, and Tyrese had 38, but he can't always do it by himself. He needs help, and just try to help him out.
What was the key for your success as a whole? I guess like the lineup that you saw, like on the floor. What did you just kind of see with that lineup?
Yeah, so I think that they were the bigger team. Like they have Cooper at the 3 basically. He's damn near playing point guard for them. They really only got one small with Ryan. So yeah, their size is something that works in their favor, but I think we can play really fast, and I think that works in our favor. So kind of just try to get into like quick actions and, just speed them up so they can't just sit. Because when they sit in that, like their defense and they just pack the paint, it's really difficult to score. You gotta just kind of rely on hitting jump shots. But when you're moving the ball and getting the ball before fast, you can kind of get them before they're set. It's a lot easier.
So the first quarter of the season, you spent a lot of time catching the ball and immediately going into the DHO, one of your guards, and now you've recently just become more aggressive and confident, attacking closeouts or looping and going to the rim.
Yeah.
I guess what has changed for you, improving the mentality or just confidence?
Yeah, I mean, confidence and mentality are definitely a thing my coaches tell me to be aggressive on that. I'm kind of always thinking second action, just naturally. That's kind of what I've done in my career, but just kind of changing my mindset into we have guards that demand a lot of attention, and even if it's a fake DHO or just a straight line drive, like guys aren't helping off as much. So it's really just one-on-one, and you're downhill and you have a step. So, I mean, I'm an NBA basketball player, so I can, finish a layup at the rim if I beat my man. But yeah, I think mindset, mentality, confidence is a thing, and just having your teammates and coaches kind of believe in you in that makes it a lot easier.
Those DHOs, how often are you talking with like Tyrese or even Jared or Q or VJ about those plays and like telling them what you're seeing and then telling you what you're seeing? Tyrese just told us he encourages you to try to punch those gaps a lot.
Yeah.
He knows they're trying to put two on him.
He probably talked more than I do on it. But yeah, like for me, it's kind of a feel thing. That's like one of the times where I do have the ball and I kind of get to make that decision. So if I DHO'd him to start 3 times, and especially if he's scoring the ball the way he does, they're gonna overhelp on that. Or if they're switching, they're not gonna worry as much about me as they are him, and that makes a lot of sense. So just being aggressive on that to make them where they have to respect me, guarding the ball, just knowing that I will do that will make his life easier. We'll get open shots, catch guys off guard, get them in foul trouble. So it just makes the game easier for us. So I gotta keep being aggressive on that.
Dominick, Nick said they're trying to find ways to figure out what you like what kind of spots you like. Tonight, obviously, it worked. What are you kind of developing as keys to your spots, and what do you like out there offensively?
What do I like? I think it just kind of matchup based. I'm, quick enough where I could beat, bigs and like 7-footers off the dribble, but I think I'm also big enough compared to guards where if I can get an attack and use my size and my length to, kind of finish over them. So, don't want to give too much. I don't know who's watching, but there's certain things that, I do like on the floor, especially when I see it. I try to get the team involved early. But as the course of the game goes on, just continue to be aggressive, man. Once I see how they're going to play, the DHO, because a lot of the times they'll blitz Tyrese on certain actions, and, VJ, they'll, pack the paint on his drives and stuff. So just understanding and kind of reading off like their spots and then, figuring it out from there.
Jared, Nick was just saying it was, I think, I might have shot 3 of 11, but it felt like you played great. I guess just how good did the quality of shots that you got?
Yeah, I mean, you never can judge it off how many makes or misses you have. You just kind of got to keep shooting. I took great shots, I can knock those down in the future. But on the other end, I'm just trying to play hard. I'm just trying to earn minutes and literally just play as hard as I can on defensive end and know what's coming. Try to learn their plays and understand the schemes that they're running, so I can just play more.
How much did you enjoy setting up that Bona corner 3?
Oh, amazing. I was like, he yelled fully. I was like, Bona. I knew it was in. I knew it was cash. Shout out Bona. He's been working on those, so shout out to him.
What was the key to that lineup? I think it was you, Tyrese, VJ, Jabari, and then like the key. This is the success you guys had the final 13 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I think it was just, energy. Like we have this, the youthful energy that we're able to, lock in at a really good crunch time game on a back-to-back. And, credit to Reese for showing us the ways, and we can continue to just be connected. We had a rebound on the other end, and we knew what to do on offensive end. It was kind of just make sure we help off of people, so I can help AD and get rebounds and push it on the other end.
Yeah, yesterday in New York, you said you felt like you were kind of back a little bit. Was tonight kind of more confirmation for that? Second night of a back-to-back, still able to do some things.
For sure, I feel like my knee feels great. I feel great, so I'm just happy and blessed to just go out there and play, man. It's such a great feeling to to get in the game, go check in the game is probably the best feeling. So I'm just super blessed to go out there and on a back-to-back especially and be healthy and come out of the game healthy.
Seems like you got your hands on the basketball quite a bit defensively. Nick mentioned that to us just now post game. I guess just where do you feel like your defense is at right now? What do you feel like has been working for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been a great learning lesson for me. When offensively, if stuff's not clicking, or we have guys that obviously can make a bunch of plays, like how am I going to find my niche? How am I going to find it? How am I going to get minutes? And I think on the defensive end, I can really figure it out. I feel like I'm a smart player, and I know what's coming. I know I can help the roller, and anything defensively, I feel like I can figure it out. And so just being more patient on the defensive end and knowing what's coming, I think is going to help me in the long run for sure, especially coming in the end of the season.
I'm not sure how often your closing lineup ends up playing the last 13 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
That lineup of Tyrese and Jared and PJ and Jabari and Edem, I guess just what was working so well for that grouping that made you feel compelled to just stick with them the whole way?
Well, I thought, first of all, the three guards were all impacting a bit, right? But as far as the two bigs, we just found, I thought Jabari was playing flag super physical. I think he got into him, got it. And the other thing is we started doing some switching between the 4-5s, and they were able to, Jabari also would get switched onto Davis and was playing him physical to get him off the block and battle him. And I don't know how many rebounds Jabari got, but it sure seemed like he snapped a bunch of them down there that were also critical too. So it was again, it was listen, Barlow had the game of the season going, right? And there was a bunch of times when I was saying, and you get the stats at timeouts, I'm looking down saying, I got a guy that's got 21 over here, you know what I mean? But I just thought Barlow was playing the defensive part well enough to keep us going, especially when we got a little bit of a lead. I thought, well, we need stops now, so we just rolled with it, and fortunately it worked out.
The 21 points for him actually tied a career high for Dom. I guess what did you just kind of see from him offensively? That kind of lined up.
Yeah, again, starting to. I know we're into the season a little bit, but just starting to learn where to put him a little bit more where he can be effective. They do provide a lot of help off him. But we're learning where we can get him the ball and he can just kind of run through the catch and be in the lane. So that was a big part of it. I thought he had some aggressive moves to play against closeouts. Yeah.
Is this the first time this season that you've seen the three guards, just kind of playing together for an extended period of time, playing well together at once?
Yeah, and I think again, like. It's still a process with Jared, right? I think again, last night obviously was another. Got to let him play in the guts of the game, and tonight he was huge. I think in the first half as well. And again, like this is another example. He goes 3 for 11 and played awesome. I mean, he had plus 29. And it just, tons of poking the ball away, tons of just making plays, tons of critical getting to the free throw line when we needed a couple points. And again, it looks to me like his conditioning, his physical activities looking better, all that stuff's, still coming. I think wait till he goes about 7 for 10 from 3 one of these nights, because that's coming too.
A lot of us talk about, I know we talk about that lineup that you had in there, but I think at the start of the fourth quarter, you guys went on a 24-7 run. You guys just dominated it from the start. You can just talk about what they did.
Yeah, I think we can't wait to get to the fourth quarter, Keith. We gotta hurry up and get the third over so we can get to the fourth. I think that's one thing. So I don't know. They just, again, we had a really more than mediocre third, right? And we just came out, and I think we got a bunch of quick, easy buckets and a couple stops right in a row. We just took that 6. I think we're down 6 at the end of the third. Something like that, and we just wiped that out, and I think went up 4 like quick 2 minutes, like quick timeout for them. So again, it's just a combination of forceful offense and good enough defense to get us out in transition a little bit too.
Nick, going off of that closing lineup, that extended run at the end of the game,
Mhm.
what kind of made you lean more towards Jared as opposed to Quentin in those minutes?
I just thought he was making so many plays, right? He just really was making plays, and it was I think I just felt like he was more into the game, and that's the way you do it. I mean, I know it's a lot of minutes off the bench, just 30, but and it's a long run for those guys. But I thought that was the group that was playing together, and again, fortunately, it kept going and it worked out. Yeah.
You mentioned in New York that Q might have been the one guy that hadn't played as well as he probably usually would, and sort of a similar thing tonight.
Yep.
These last couple weeks, what have you been seeing from him offensively? What isn't working that was working for him earlier in the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me and Q, like a couple things, like I really want him to drive the ball more, because he like, to me, I know this doesn't sound that fundamental, and so he can just drive and take off and figure it out from there. Like I know he missed a couple funky layups at the start, but he's a really good finisher, switching hands. He's got so athletic, he's powerful. So I want him to drive the ball and be more aggressive, and I just got to make sure I get him set up to do that some more. And then, he's a good 3-point shooter, right? But he's kind of a interesting one. I think he's one of those guys that makes a lot of like looky in the eye ones when he's covered, right? So that's you just got to keep encouraging him. Like, you find yourself one, shake him down and shoot. And I think he didn't feel great about that tonight. I thought he was a little hesitant, and I thought he had some chances to do some of that, but we'll get him going. I think it's obviously a long season. Stuff's gonna happen. I think it's great that we know what he can provide, which is a lot of explosiveness, a lot of hard play. I'm encouraged. I'm not so sure I'm that excited, but I'm encouraged about the 7 assists. It means they kind of knew he was an explosive. They were closing him down pretty fast, so he made some good plays out of there. So that's good too. I mean, 2 for 9, not good. 0 for 3, not good. With the 7 assists, and some of the other stuff was pretty good.
Nick, are you? I know you said yesterday with Joel, like everything is fine. I guess people kind of expected, the second day of a back-to-back that he would play today, and he didn't. Did he have a setback or?
No, I mean, we went into last night with both those things, and he just didn't have a great week, both with the illness and with a little bit of soreness in the right knee. And fortunately, we could get through the week, and hope we got another couple days, and hopefully we can get him going.
Do you feel a little, I guess, say sorry for him or have any empathy or anything for him? Because the reason why I'm saying this is because the last time that he kind of had a somewhat healthy season, it's like, he was the MVP. And then since then, he played, 39 games, and then he played 19. And with that, you can't get any end-of-season awards or anything like that. And it just seems like, the last couple of years, he's just basically been snake bitten.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that, the first 39 I think it was my first year here, he was playing at that incredible pace, I would say as good or slightly better than the MVP season, and he had a serious injury, right? And that was a serious injury, and just hasn't quite been able to get back. I mean, you asked me if I'm empathetic, absolutely, and I thought we were going this way for a bit here, right? And I think we gotta try to keep going that way. Imagine with another. This has been a little bit of a break, time off. We're gonna have to start climbing back up again a little bit, but we just would really like to get him out there as much as we can, for sure.